We're good.
All right.
Whoop, whoop.
Go the police! And 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to 8-Bit Dad. I'm Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg. 8-Bit Dad is the modern parent source for real fatherly opinions, which is updated daily. And on this show, we talk about some of the weekly top stories from 8bitdad.com.
That's right, we are the founding fathers of 8-Bit Dad, and we share parenthood news from across the internet, as well as our site, 8bitdad.com. We feature exclusive interviews you won't find anywhere else, and we blog about our own personal stories of triumph and sadness.
And if you have a story for us and you'd like to see it make it to the website and the show, please drop us a line. And you can do so at dads@8bitdad.com. Sprinkle it, baby.
Sprinkle it, baby.
And if you'd like to contribute to our website, you can email. It's going to sit in my box for a couple weeks. But you can email and just get your place. And you can do that at contribute@8bitdad.com.
Yes.
Take a number.
And you can follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/8bitdads, and be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/8bitdad. You can find us on Google+. Good luck. It's gplus.to/8bitdad. And you can repin our shit on Pinterest, which is pinterest.com/8bitdads. So,
Wow.
that's episode 38, intro. What do we got going on this? Yeah, what do we got going on this week? This was a hot week. It was a rough week.
It was a slow week.
It was a slow week. I think we got like 2 stories up.
I never thought that being out of work would be like
so
tough to get things up on a website.
Yeah,
but it's rough. Like when we don't make any money off the website. When I say we don't make any, it's like no shit. Like I see. We don't make any money off the site. So it's tough to justify when I'm out of work, like sitting down at the computer all day and like typing out. I mean, before when I had a job, I just used my lunch breaks to write. I'd write at night. I had kind of all the stuff. I'm like one of those better busy people.
Yeah.
People.
Right.
And
me too.
Now without a job, it's like all of my time goes to my wife and kid, or looking for a job. And I feel bad if I'm like sitting down there talking about like, hey guys,
yeah,
here's 10 ways to call a wiener to your kid. That's actually, I'm going to write that down.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
That sounds like a good blog.
It's hard to like get the idea to get articles up or even edit other people's. I mean, there's poor Huck's got like 2 or 3 stories that he sent me that one of them's like half in, the other one's not. Rough week.
Also rough was Fred Willard got kind of arrested on suspicion of wanking it. I don't know how that relates to fatherhood news, but maybe he's a father. I don't know. Is he a father?
He left a bunch of potential babies on the floor of an adult theater.
There you go. Potential babies. I like that. Like 1 million of them.
There could have been some
eggs
on the floor.
The other bummer of the week was
depending on if they showed Magic Mike at the theater right before. Get it because the women and the men. Floor babies. Okay, go.
Maybe
Hold for edit.
Go.
Go. What did he just say to us? Body massage.
He was probably the dude that was like sniffing the seats after Magic Mike.
Licking them. Licking the seats. So salty, so delicious.
Oh, we shouldn't have had an episode today.
We're just, we'll see you next week.
No, we won't. We'll get to that later.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
The other bummer of the week was that there was that shooting in Colorado in the movie theater for Batman.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that a little bit later. There was some interesting conversation that happened between a couple dad bloggers.
Everyone.
Yeah.
52 people.
So we'll We'll see you at the C Block. The cool thing that happened this last week is we got a chance to sit down with a few of the other local dad bloggers in the LA area. We sat down with dude of the house, Jace Sokol, Wit Omiso Honey, Life of Dad, Tommy Riles, and Charlie of How to Be a Dad. And we went to the Sagebrush in Calabasas,
California.
That's right. And we had some good conversation, good beers.
A lot of powerful dude moments.
The tacos were okay. Pitchers were way overpriced for beer.
I felt kind of sick when I got home, and I didn't know why. I think I have this weird thing where if I drink too little, I get sick. Like, does that make any sort of sense?
For alcoholics.
I don't drink that often. But I don't know. If I have like 2 beers, I get home and I have like, it feels like a hangover.
Well, it was
like
kind of hot and
nauseous,
sticky. I don't know.
If I drink like a bottle of something, then I'm fine.
Yeah. I
don't know how that works, but it's Mother Nature saying, do your worst.
Okay. But that was a really cool outing that we had.
Yeah, definitely.
It was pretty cool because we talk to these guys like on Twitter, and we comment on their shit. And I thought you were gonna show me something.
No, my kid just pissed his pants.
Oh.
And shit the floor, evidently.
Okay.
Breaking news: my kid just shit the floor. We're not getting her deposit back on our apartment.
Have you seen this carpet? This carpet is disgusting. I feel like I need to wash my feet after this.
After just looking at the carpet.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really really cool just to like sit down with these guys. It felt like we've known each other for like years.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You cut out all the like, hey man, so where you from? Hey man, so like when I've gone on those GMC trips or whatever, you spend like the whole first day just like remembering people's names and like, except for the people that you obviously know. Like I've seen that fucking Chris Lewis, Dad of Divas, at like every single thing.
Yeah.
But it's like I meet the mom bloggers and stuff, and I'm like, okay, you were at so and so site, and you have this kid, and you're at so and so state, and you like get to know them over the course of 2 days or whatever.
You just like jump into a conversation.
Yeah, this thing, it was like you sat down with these guys and you're like, I know your kids' names. I know, I look at them on Instagram all the time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. We've never had the opportunity to do something like that. To
really sit down with people that we've known.
Yeah,
we
didn't go to the Dad 2.0 thing last year, which we heard it was really a really good time.
I've been like so like
it's just the money, it's like the money.
The Dad 1%.
The money is always the problem.
Always. Well, and a lot of these guys, I mean, that was kind of the cool thing about sitting down with these guys, I think we were the only ones that didn't go to it out of the group. And they had a lot of good tips on like...
They had a lot of good things to say.
Stuff. And they were saying like, if you want to make money doing this stuff, you should go. They were like, if you can, you scrape together your last couple bucks and go.
Well, it's a lot different than the other dad, or not dad conferences, but the other like blog conferences. Yeah, Blogger 2012 or whatever.
Blogger 12 and...
Yeah, all of those are
are
huge events, and Dad 2.0 is like a fraction of the amount of people that go there. So it's a little bit more intimate, and I don't know. We're gonna try to make it. We're gonna try to see if we can get down there somehow without paying. I don't know. Maybe we have some ideas. So
well, I'd love to like I was saying at the table. That'd be great to do like a if some car company would give us a van or a Yukon or something to like go drive down there and
we don't know
film it.
We don't know who makes the Yukon, but
I think it's GMC or GM or something.
Yeah,
I think it's people that already know.
GM.
So expect that email. I'm still trying to get the car for.
We're gonna see if we can get a car or two. I don't know. Stay tuned.
We'll see.
This is crazy.
They should stream it though. I mean, they should really like just stream the.
So I got this, and
Pepsi, yeah. So
this is
saving on calories. All right.
This is just a fun thing.
What's so special about that, Brian?
This is completely. There's nothing wrong with this. This is sealed, okay, but. It's fucking empty. There's nothing. There's like air in there. And I haven't opened it yet. But I'm imagining if you open it, there's like gonna be like these fumes that come out and it's gonna knock you unconscious.
Yeah, number one, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
And number two, you bet your ass there's zero calories.
There's 0
in this.
calories in there.
And number three, you better open this fucker before August 20 because it goes bad then. So.
The air in it will go bad before August 20th.
Oh no, it says right here that there's no ingredients, so you're good.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So yeah, that was... And you can squish it, like...
So it's not even like compressed air. It's like it just
There's
literally
just
went
air.
through the... It went down the line and...
It just missed everything. I've never seen that before.
I don't even know. I've never watched the How It's Made Soda edition.
Well, there's like little things that come in.
How It's Made Soda edition.
No, it's Mythbusters. Shit.
I don't know.
We didn't have a podcast question of the week this week. As you can see, it was a slow week. We only have 2 stories. So the first story... Just fucking move it along.
God damn.
Terrible.
So, dad is the most embarrassing parent, says British survey. Thanks, England. Now, this survey.
Yes.
I engaged in a little bit of link baiting on this
Who
one.
does surveys anymore?
Well, usually colleges and shit like that. But not this one. This one was done by, and if my browser would only load. But this one was done by like an eyeglasses company.
Makes sense.
Because those guys do surveys all the time. They're doing a promotion that if I could just get the goddamn page to load. It's good I preloaded this page before the show. So,
You want to read off mine? You can...
fucking A. It was just, what's the goddamn name of the company?
I don't know.
It's up there somewhere.
Fucking... We have to read it right now.
You know, we'll see you next week. How about that? Specsavers. Yeah. God damn. Specsavers.
Oh, it's hot. It's terrible.
Oh, God damn. So Specsavers did this study. And it was 2,000 13 to 21-year-olds, which is a lot of kids actually for like a study. Like and there's a lot of like university studies and like really legitimate studies that do it with a lot smaller of an audience. So 2,000 is a lot, but the results were that kids hate their parents. 8 in 10 kids often cringe at their dads. 60% believe their dads think that they're cooler than they really are. 60% believe their dads lack a flair for fashion. 28% are actually humiliated by their dad's fashion. 15% hate their dad's hairstyle. 75% say they're ashamed of the things their dad says in public. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 1/3 of them are so embarrassed by their dad that they make them drop them off around the corner from their destination.
That's funny.
British kids are dicks.
So they're just assholes. What kid isn't not embarrassed by their parents?
Well, and we're talking 13 to 21-year-olds. I mean, I wonder,
isn't that like everyone?
I don't know. I was, my dad used to drop me off to school with, rap CDs on or, rap station on the radio, and, everyone loved my dad. I don't know. I wasn't really embarrassed by him too much. Dude picked me up from college and snuck into our dining hall. Snuck into the dining hall. I don't know. So, British survey. Now, there was we did a story some time ago. I forgot to link it to the post. But about how the riots that were in London, last year or whatever,
yeah.
Someone had made the speculation that it was because of a lack of fathers.
Who said that?
Some chick, I don't know. Fuck, I don't have it up here. I had a hard enough time just loading this post. But someone said that the London riots were due to a lack of fathers because, I think, God, if I could just remember, something about how the riots were due to the gangs, and the gangs are due to there being a lack of fathers that are keeping the kids out of the gangs, and so on and so forth. But that's all I got.
All right.
So, fuck you, England.
Okay.
Did I say that right?
I think so.
Fuck you, England.
Here it is.
Someone else. Riders gonna riot.
Yeah.
So some chick,
The Telegraph.
the Telegraph, the
Christina O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, O'Done or
O'Done.
or whatever. Yeah.
O'Doney.
So that's an old article, and it's got our old saucing style on there. So. When I see those, I like go back and like re-edit the story, and
I know, me too. They pop up.
but so yeah, that was
Interesting.
we really are going to be through this show fast. Which
Oh,
is good, 'cause my
this
kid's shitting on the floor.
This is terrible. Next story, family restaurant. If you're a traditional family, this is Justin Ion's story.
This was originally on his website, and then
Was it?
on ours. Yeah, I really wish our writers would stop doing that.
Yeah.
Let's give us something exclusive. Give me something I could feel, guys. Well, and it makes it tough to like edit the story afterwards because you're like, well, I can't edit it because it's already on someone else's site. So then if they see it here, I still
Yeah.
photoshopped some shit for it.
That was nice.
Photoshopped his daughter, so fuck him.
Yeah, so this was about Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, there's that Chick-fil-A. Like, I didn't think I missed the news when the owner
So
of
did
Chick-fil-A
I,
had
yeah.
like said like that they align themselves with traditional family values or whatever the fuck they said. I thought this was like a known thing because a couple years ago this was like big because they were supporting anti-gay organizations.
Right.
Where there was like someone found a receipt for like millions of dollars going towards anti-gay organizations. So like when people started saying this week, they're like, "Did you know?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Yeah, didn't you know?" You know. And then I heard that this shit came out, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's why everyone's talking about it." I thought it was just because they're building one down the street, and I was like,
Are they
"How does
really?
this guy in like Boston know that they're building one down the street from us?"
I've never heard of Chick-fil-A until like...
Yeah, there's like one in Oxnard. Not
there?
that we want to go to Oxnard.
What is, it's like Sonic. Like, we don't have Sonics out here. Or Friendlies. Like, we don't have a Friendlies. We have fucking Denny's.
Or a CC's Pizza.
CC's Pizza, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, totally. Commercials.
So yeah, they're aligning themselves with you know, the Christian values, which
There's a really good topic in there.
well, this is interesting because you know, fucking Justin's saying that they are all up on the family, but they advertise with no dads in their
Yeah.
website.
Well, and he made some really good points about how they do stand up for a lot of things. They talk about adoption. They talk about family. It's almost like everything but the whole no homosexual agenda thing is like where it needs to be. I read another article from some guy on some site, and
That guy
Yeah,
again?
is
Love that guy.
somesite.com taken? But this guy said, you know, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care that they said this about homosexuals because who fucking cares? I want a good product and I want it, you know, now and I want it fast. And I don't care who gives their money to who because if you start digging, you're going to find that everyone is.
Dude, it's
Blah,
all
blah,
over
blah.
the
And
place.
it's tough because, you know, the guy's got a point. It's like, you know, some people are like, well, I don't buy from Chick-fil-A because they're anti-homosexual. I don't buy from Walmart because they're fucking anti-humanity.
You don't shop
I
at
buy
like
from,
PetSmart or something like that because of animal rights.
Animal right?
you
Yeah,
know?
it's you start really limiting who you can buy from.
Yeah.
You know, which in a way is not a bad idea because then you end up buying from like small local everything, and that really helps everyone. But,
yeah. Well, I think part
don't know.
of the activism is just getting the word out and telling your friends and telling as many people as you can to spread that message. So maybe that's the point.
blogger father, a blogger and a father, Oren Miller, who's in our chat. God bless him.
He wonders why we have to say his name every time.
Oren Miller.
Oren Miller.
Oren J. Miller. I don't know his middle
Oren
name.
Miller.
But I just imagine it's Yakub, which has Jacob, but there's no J in Hebrew, which you learned from Indiana Jones. Jehovah starts with an I. All right, so that's your wife again. Blogger Father says, hey, if you think something censored rights are the civil rights of this generation, which is where I stand, the fact that they love adoption doesn't make up. So basically he's saying that like the good things that they do don't make up for the fact that they're, you know, that they hate gays, basically.
Okay.
Which, you know, is another valid point. There's a lot of valid points around here, and a lot of this comes down to personal politics.
Yeah.
He says, we love families, we love white families and black families. We just don't like them marrying each other. You know, totally. That's like it really is. It's like the same as like the whole racism thing.
This is, I mean, this is like our this is
American Idol.
felt like Ryan Seacrest for a second.
Oh, and then Blogger Father says, by the way, so Ustream censors the word gay?
I guess it does.
Guess so. That's one we got to take up with them. Well, or refer to someone else who has the time to take it up with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say. Sorry.
But yeah, there's a lot of really valid arguments going on about this stuff. There's people that are like, you know, if you don't support them, who are you gonna fucking support? And
the problem is like everyone's yelling. Like there's a social media like yell storm where there's no one to like back. Like there was a Martin Luther King in the 60s for, you know, civil rights among equality for, you know, black people. Mm-hmm. And
all this stuff's decentralized now.
It's so, I mean, Harvey Milk, you know, you had him in the 80s. I can't even think about like
who we have now.
Who is the activist
fucking what?
Right
Jon
now?
Stewart, you know, because he's like on the Daily Show.
God bless him.
It's like that's the only person that everyone can be like, oh, we like him because he's on TV and he used to do, you know, whatever.
Yeah. But
he was also on Half Baked, so what are you going to
do? Half Baked. And what's the other? Death the Smoochie?
Dad Blunders is Aaron Brinker. He says, I believe politics and views should stay out of business. Unfortunately, that's not the case. They feel you can get
There's so
more
much money
bang for your buck by saying I don't like something.
There's so much money in fucking business.
You would think, and most people would, you would think that that by saying that sort of thing, that Chick-fil-A would isolate some of their audience. You know, that they would say like, okay, well, we have these potential dollars that could come in, but they won't now because we're definitely not getting any money from gays. We're not getting any money from allies and people of that sort. Mm-hmm. And then we're not getting any money from people who think that it's a dumb move to say that. So you'd think that they'd cut their audience down. One of my opinions is that I mean, I think it's despicable for anyone to like come out and say that they don't like gays, or not to like fucking people based on something like that. That's what I think is despicable.
Yeah.
But they fucking said it, which is to me, you know, it's like
you don't have to say
that. If there's any sort of honorable place in the fifth ring of hell, it's to at least be honest about something, because there's so many companies that, you know, hate something or don't, you know, are supporting anti-something organizations, but you never hear about it, and you find it out like 30 years down the line.
Yeah.
Like these guys are saying it so you can make your decision now, and they're proud of it, which is good. It's good to be like proud of your values. It just sucks when your values are hatred.
Yeah.
You know, that's just not.
I couldn't have said it better, and I won't. So. Fuck yeah.
Aaron's taking off in the chat.
Oh, there he is.
I'm not going to read all that, Aaron. Piece of shit. I'm just kidding. But he said, money has changed our political spectrum in a bad way, far beyond what our founding fathers wanted. Which is true. But our founding fathers were also the ones that, like...
racist?
Did the Tea Party, you know, did the Tea Party, not because they really wanted to free themselves from England.
I know.
But because they wanted, you know, they wanted to be able to sell their own fucking tea and get around the East India Trading Company or whatever, so...
And have workers that were slaves. So there's that.
Blogger Father also says that you're gutsy for not having an iPhone case.
I know. I fucking broke it. Look at this. I dropped it one day, and it's really hard to see. See that?
No.
Like, fuck you. It was like a...
Yeah, I don't see it.
Here, just hold it. And look at the corner right there.
Oh yeah, it's fucked up.
So part of the glass like shattered in the corner.
You've got a beautiful iPhone case.
Yeah,
that original.
If you want to get this, there's multiple styles. And
you should sign up for the Zazzle newsletter and fucking brace yourself, because you're going to get one every 4 hours.
Do your Zazzle promo.
I got to pick up all my wares.
Oh yeah, this is the Zazzle promo. It's good. Oh, there you go.
If you want to get great apparel and accessories at awesome values, check out our store on Zazzle. Just search for 8-Bit Dad. It actually won't come up if you do that. I've tried. But if you want shirts that fade and iPhone cases that you can't get off your iPhone, then check out our Zazzle store.
Check out a Zazzle store.
The mug's actually great.
Forget about it. All right, so that's our 2 stories that we
So that's that.
just had.
Let's fucking get home. Yeah, that were just
Christ.
posted like 5 minutes before the show, so we
I'm
have
sorry.
something to talk about.
I'm bumming on my fucking upgrade. Like I've upgraded the Lion on my computer, and I got to upgrade Pro Tools, and it's like $400.
In France, they call it Leon.
And professional tools.
And your professional tools.
So I'm kind of bumming on that, and we're not gonna have a show next week, so we'll get to that later.
All sorts of great news right now.
This is a great week for news.
If you can't wait to see our next show.
Jesus Christ.
If you're a brand or someone with money that was willing to give it to us, we apologize. We'll see you in 2 weeks. When I'll not have fucking acne all over my nose and Brian will have shit upgraded and we'll have better attitudes. Hopefully. It won't be as hot, we're hoping.
Oh, it's terribly hot right now. Yeah, I can't imagine how you feel in that fucking rush.
I feel great. I'm losing weight as we speak. Sweating it out. I feel like I'm wearing like a moon suit.
Sweating to the dad news. Speaking of dad news, we got what is that article called? Is it an article?
Which one? The Bruce Allen one?
Yeah.
Yes, it's an article, all right.
All right. So we got an article from Bruce Allen. We're gonna transfer our focus from our site to another dad blogger's website.
It's time for Dad Blog Gossip. You good? This one comes to us from Bruce Allen. It's called what?
BruceAllen.com.
BruceAllen.com. BruceAllan.com. It's called Batman Rises and the Colorado Shootings, that's my colon. That's my colon down there, but this is my... Hollywood should be ashamed. You should be ashamed, Hollywood. So Bruce's point here, I'll just read the first paragraph. He said, "No, I don't blame Hollywood or the Dark Knight for the Colorado shootings." But then read the rest of his article, he does. "But I do blame Hollywood for the deterioration of its product, the resulting desensitization of our kids, and the overall lack of concern for what it produces and the impact it has on our souls." So check yourself, Hollywood, because you're about to wreck yourself. Bruce was saying that it's no coincidence that this guy that shot people in Colorado, if you have been not listening to the news, which has been a great job for you,
or the internet, which is
and not been
everywhere.
on Twitter or the internet or Facebook or anything. Some gentleman, and I actually haven't read the story. I've only read everyone else's reactions. Some gentleman in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado, was like dressed in full protective whatever, like threw a smoke bomb down in a theater or something, and
he was
shot
he was dressed in this scene. He was dressed as this scene from a comic book that was from like 1986.
Yeah, what was that about? I saw that article, but I didn't read it. I saw like the title of it, where it's possible he was emulating the comic page. Is that
that's it right there? Yeah, this was from the Washington Examiner, and
they sure examined the shit out of that. It looks like
they examined it pretty fucking hard.
And you'll have to excuse our humor in this story. There's nothing funny about what happened.
Yeah,
but,
that's our disclaimer on that.
This
is like a serious.
When I get nervous, I get
story. Yeah,
funny.
Yeah, The Dark Knight Rises. In the comic, a crazed, gun-toting loner walks into a movie theater and begins shooting it up, killing 3 in the process. The passage concludes with the media blaming Batman for inspiring the shooting, though he is not involved in the incident at all.
So that was the comic book, right?
Yeah. The 1986 comic, written and drawn by Frank Miller, was a key inspiration for the Chris Nolan Batman films. It helped reimagine the character away from his Saturday morning cartoon image into a dark, grim Avenger. The point of this particular scene in the comic was to just show how far Gotham has fallen since Batman had retired. So that was the point of this like short little scene in a comic where this dude dresses up in like a trench coat And I don't know if he throws a smoke bomb or what, but it's very eerily similar to what this dude did. He even had like a red wig on when he went and shot up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. So he was taking this as like inspiration, and I think I posted something on my Facebook thing because I didn't want to go into detail on this anywhere else.
We
really,
didn't need a blog. We certainly didn't need a story.
We didn't need to.
Everyone else covered it for us.
Yeah.
And we would have just been like, where were the parents? And it would have been like a way to force a fatherhood story. This happened. Did you hear about it?
You guys
and where
are
were the
reaching.
parents? This is why it's important to be a father.
You guys are reaching. But, I said something along the lines where I feel that the movies, the comic books, video games, music, TV shows, movies are innocent. Anything could be taken as inspiration for a fucking crazed asshole.
This is one guy out of how many people in the country that went and saw. I mean, we don't know because the box offices all refused to report out of respect for the situation. No one's reporting like opening night stats out of respect. So we don't know how many people saw it, but you can imagine a fuck ton is I think the scientific word for it.
Right.
And this is one guy out of all those people. So statistically, that's right on the button. There's one fucking nutbag for every million people. So
that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Bruce Hornsby. And Bruce Allen had said, he was a lover of violent video games. We don't really know that, I don't think. He said he chose the new Batman movie crowded as his target. He didn't choose the latest Pixar movie.
Like, why didn't he choose Grand Theft Auto? I mean, that's a fucking brutal video game. Why didn't he choose going out like Call of Duty or I don't know, like fucking Dragon Age? Like,
there's something to be said about maybe I'm one of those guys that gives everyone too much credit. There's something to be said about the fact that entertainment is very different now than it used to be, and I don't know if movies and video games are a reflection of society so much as they're creating some kind of culture that society then follows. I don't know if it's a chicken or the egg or an egg and the chicken situation.
Well, do you think that's the case with advertising then? Like not to go off on that other tangent.
But totally related.
Do you think that's advertising is a reflection, or do you think advertising picks up I
think it's a little bit of both. I think what it does is it reflects society and then pulls it out so that it's more pronounced in different parts wherever they want to push. So obviously, the Human Centipede, which was really if you could point to a movie right now that's the least real but the most viscerally and not a great movie, but that movie it's not a reflection of reality. It's a reflection of some sort of fear or something. And then it was, pulled out in a bunch of different ways to accentuate the fear even more. But, and to be gross. But, it's like, Bruce makes the point that there were no movies like that back in his day when he was telling kids to get off his lawn.
Well, let's take porn, for example.
Let's.
Porn in the 50s was Betty Page. That was the extent of.
You were like,
if you saw some leg action, you were like, hot dog,
right in the spank bank.
That's right in my wheelhouse. I don't know why they talk. They didn't talk. They would talk more like, that's right in my wheelhouse. See, they would talk like that.
In the 50s, I think that was like the 20s.
Oh,
where there was even less leg.
And can you imagine? Now there's all kinds of crazy shit. A lot of crazy shit.
There's a lot of crazy shit. You don't got to take it from me.
So,
take it from me. There's a lot of crazy shit out there.
It doesn't, it's not just negative. It's however you want to view porn, negative or positive, it doesn't have to be just violence. Let's just, again, however you want to take porn, violent or not. Because there's some violent shit out there. We've seen movies. But, back me up on this. Come on.
So, Dad Blunders says,
thank you.
The problem actually isn't as much Hollywood's fault, but parents who take their 3-year-old child to a rated PG-13 or R film. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people in the comments on Bruce's article said, was it's not Hollywood's problem. It's not the deterioration of their product. It's the deterioration of parenting. There's so many comments here. It's like you can't even find them anymore.
Well, I heard that the dude's mother, like, immediately found out about this and sent out a APB saying we, are terribly sorry for the family.
We were great parents.
Yeah, I did not hear about... I mean, I don't know anything about this dude's family, his father, how he was raised.
I saw some headline that said the parents were extremely saddened by it.
Yeah, you gotta...
At least they were sad.
You gotta chalk it up to how this guy was raised, and...
Trey Burley on Bruce Allen's article. Trey Burley is Daddy Mojo. Said, I don't think that these industries are the cause of violent acts, but they do help in the mind's eye of a criminal or fame seeker excuse or justify violent acts or things against the norm of society. There's a word missing in there somewhere. Factor in that many of those susceptible to doing these acts come from families that are not intact or don't have strong foundations, and that's the root of the problem. So basically you find, it's like the perfect storm. You find a guy who wasn't raised correctly, who uses escapism with comics or video games or movies, and that creates the guy. That creates the shooter.
And same shit has happened with music, and it's just it's not the subject.
Real Matt Daddy lit him up.
Yeah, the subject
lit
is
him up. It's still going.
Is innocent. Like I hate to use this in this terminology for this story, but it's just like it is a gun. This story is a gun. His motive is a gun. It's innocent on its own.
Yeah, video games and movies and all that stuff are the same. They're the same as guns.
It's like hate speech. The words, like George Carlin said this. I'm a big George Carlin fan. I love him. I actually got a chance to meet him. That was kind of cool.
Rufus.
The words are innocent. It's how you use them and the way you say them and your meaning behind them is the fucking asshole. Like that's the person saying and meaning a derogatory and racist statement. The intent, the meaning behind it is the fucking, that's the horrible part about it.
Yeah, I mean, for Christ's sake, I grew up. You did too, maybe, I don't know.
I grew up,
but I grew up like playing all the Mortal Kombat games. Man, those were good. I watched basically any movie I could watch.
Yeah.
I listened to every single womanizing rap song in the world. I listened to every single hard death metal, whatever.
Yes.
And I've never done anything. I mean, I have a wife and a kid, and I love them to death. To death.
I mean, there's a few people I want to kill, but I'm not going to do it.
Totally. And what you do is you fucking punch your pillow, and you go play Call of Duty, and you're like, oh, I'm fucking imagining that guy is him. Boom, in the head.
We got a couple of those guys.
But yeah.
You know who you are.
It's like you don't, like your parents teach you when you're little, they give you the tools to deal with your anger and your frustrations and your thoughts and your all that shit, so that when you have a moment where you think that you're going to snap, you use those tools that your parents gave you, and it diffuses things.
Yeah. And
the people that are not raised correctly don't have those tools correctly, and that's kind of what I think. That's what Real Matt Daddy was saying, was that
he wrote a lot.
He wrote a fucking lot. I can't even go through this, but I wrote a lot too. But I mean, a whole bunch of people, and Bruce thanked me and said, thanks for affirming the import of parents guiding our kids through the entertainment morass, which is what it is. I mean, you be a fucking parent. You don't put your kid in front of a movie and just let him be like, well, enjoy yourself. My kid loves Batman, but the dude's not watching the Dark Knight ones. I mean, he's not even watching the fucking Val Kilmer one or the goddamn George Clooney one, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Which, those were silly.
Those were.
I watched a little bit of the Michael Keaton original Batman with them, but I'm talking a little bit, because that one even was still kind of...
I love that
He watched some fight scenes, because I was like, oh, check this out. But I mean, we're talking Michael Keaton.
That was the one with...
I'm Batman, and that was the whole scene. And it wasn't even like that. I did the gravelly Christian Bale voice, but it was like, I'm Batman. It wasn't like, they were silly. They were silly, they were like Adam West type.
Yeah.
He watches the Adam West show. You know, and so like that's the limit for him because he doesn't have the tools to deal with like scary stuff right now.
Have you seen the Captain America, like the old ones?
My dad was in Captain America too.
Really?
Yeah.
No, not the movies, the TV series.
No, yeah, my dad was in the movies.
Oh.
The straight to VHS.
Really? That's cool.
Captain America 2. Oh. He was also on the Incredible Hulk TV show, which was another fucking silly one.
Oh, yeah?
But, yeah, I mean, all those superhero movies back then were, like, silly.
Yeah.
All these reboots they're doing now, like...
It was like...
You kind of get it.
Just strap on your underwear and, like, go pretend to fight crime.
Yeah, totally.
It was just like, you're wearing underwear, dude.
Yeah, and there were no special effects back then, so it was, like, literally, like, if someone jump kicked someone, it was like...
Well, the only special effect I think they had was just, like, the sound effects, and that was it.
Batman had the whole, like, biff, pow, smack.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think Bruce is kind of missing the point here, and I think it's more about the parenting and less about the Hollywood.
Bruce might have been baiting people into things. And
that's a tricky title there.
If I can devolve myself into the gossip train, which never works out well for us.
No.
Sorry, blogger father.
No, we're not.
Beta dad Andy Hines said, being judgy about parenting in a theater where a massacre did not occur is okay in my opinion. Jerky maybe, but not horribly insensitive. I started too early on that one.
Yes.
But he had said, baseless, thoughtless, mostly incoherent speculation designed to grab a few page hits from tragedy. So he disagrees with Bruce's article, obviously. He says it's baseless because we don't know anything about the shooter's motivations. Might as well blame anything. Which, you know, he also says he's proud to say that he's never heard that Call Me Maybe song. So maybe I read too far down and too far up on all this chat. But, you know, like, I mean, Andy's kind of fired up, and Andy's been fired up lately. Andy's been a little in the red zone because of the single dad laughing.
Not that there's anything wrong with tight buttholes, but seriously.
Mine's pretty tight.
Mine's pretty tight right now.
I do exercises.
He's got a fire under his ass.
But,
where is he located? Is he in, where's
Andy?
Beta Dad.
I fuck this up every time. San Diego?
Oh, yeah, he's down south.
I think
or maybe Orange County.
I think I said Orange County once, and he lit us up after that. I was like, that's the end of us, assholes.
Chino, Bakersfield.
The Jack B, who we mentioned recently, commented on Bruce's article and says, I think we had incidents of bullying and all sorts of crazy stuff, but we didn't hear about them like we do today. I think, you know, the social media aspect of us hearing about everything really does. We have such a one-up culture now and such a crazy, like,
oh, it's terrible.
We need to know everything culture that I'm sure, like, back in the day, in Bruce's day, you know, like when kids were bullied or whatever, it was like some kid got punched and that was it.
Right.
And like not everyone heard about it. Now it's like some kid gets punched and he goes on YouTube and he like says he's going to kill himself and it goes out to 1 billion people and then a fucking ton of other kids are like, I got punched too. I think I'm going to kill myself. Oh, and then it's like a fucking like a wave. I mean, that butterfly effect is so more massive now than it used to be.
Well, it's because we're just more connected.
Yeah. I mean, these fucking butterflies have cell phones now. So...
really?
You know, wow, they're crazy. So, you know, someone flaps their fucking wings in Japan and the shit ends up hardcore in Nebraska.
I'll see what's there next weekend.
You know, I don't know. It's there's a lot of fucking comments on this article.
Maybe
it's worth a read.
Maybe that's what Bruce wanted.
It's worth a read. Well, he gets 80 billion impressions on his dad chat.
Yep. So there's that. But yeah, just an unbelievable tragedy for this to happen in Colorado again. You know, like this shit after Columbine and, you know, now this.
Yeah, someone on my wife's Facebook said something like, haven't the people of Colorado like learned after Columbine about blah, 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 but something like that. And we were like, how stupid is that? The people of Colorado, like, what were they going to learn? To not go in public? Not bring their kids anywhere? Like,
not driving a car?
So people, please fucking think before you start posting shit. Or retweeting or re-fucking posting someone's Facebook thing. Someone's fucking Summy Cards post that says, I think the Batman thing could have been avoided if there were no Batman movies. Shut up. I don't know. But people fucking think. That's what got us into this problem in the first place.
Yeah.
Raise your fucking kids.
So,
So what do you say?
yeah. Upcoming events. I'm going to be away next weekend. I'm going to be going to Nebraska for my grandmother's 90th birthday. She is 90 years old, and God,
90 years young.
wow, I
And a
can't
hot
even
piece of ass.
imagine what year is that going to be when I'm 90. What did you say?
2070,
2070?
I think.
Wow.
That was quick.
No,
math,
no,
so
no.
it's
2060.
2060.
Nope, 2070. You're right.
Yes.
Wow.
That was straight off of the Where There's a Will, There's an A.
I'm gonna have
infomercial right there.
so many more
That's right.
computers in that time.
And shit.
I just got a new
plugged in
computer
there.
I'm really excited about. Can I just
Who's
brag?
the Google Glass?
What?
The glass, the eyeglass.
The eyeglass? They're calling it the Google Glass?
It looks like that.
Good luck with that, Google. Clearly you're...
My wife
I'm
wants
not
one
gonna go
already.
there.
She watched a YouTube thing and she was like, I want one.
They're so stupid. Come on.
Oh, God. I want one too, actually.
Yeah, so I got a 12-core Mac Pro with 64 gigs of memory, and I'm really
Swap.
stoked about it. I just got to put that out there that I am really excited about this. And it's probably the catalyst for why we're probably sounding like shit today.
Perfect. Well, thanks.
So
we started
thank
so
you. We are also, in other news, in other Brian news, so yeah, next weekend we'll be taking a break. Maybe Zach will do the show from Skype. I don't know.
I'll do it. I'll just record something on my computer with my kid on my leg the whole time.
Yeah, we'll do, I don't
I
know.
won't curse, though. Maybe we'll just do a chat next week.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Twitter chat or...
follow us on Twitter and at 8BitDads, and we'll let you know. Fuck, skip that.
well, this week's
Whatever.
show's dead to me.
Yeah.
See you next week.
So you can contact us, and we
Hope you do.
sincerely hope you do. Yeah. You can contact us and suggest stories to us by emailing us at dads@8bitdad.com. And you can learn how to become a writer for a website by emailing us at contribute@8bitdad.com.
And we don't know why you would at this point, but you can like us on Facebook. And that's facebook.com/8bitdad.
And be sure to like us. Nope. For sure to follow us on Twitter, which is twitter.com/8bitdads.
And you can get at our shit on Google. That's g+.to/8bitdad. And don't forget to repin our shit on Pinterest. That's pinterest.com/8bitdads.
We do that. Oh, that's another thing we gotta stop doing. Is the
Now, when
because
you
I have
say-
to edit this shit, and
now when you
it's
say we
terribly
gotta
annoying to
stop.
listen to, and I can't imagine that people are
people
happy to
love
hear
it.
that.
It's
No,
just
they
how our
don't.
voice goes. It's how my voice goes. Well, that is this week at 8BitDad.
Yes, I'm Brian Ferguson.
I'm Zach Rosenberg.
Until next week.
Not next week. See, fucking stop saying it.
Until 2 weeks.
Week transfer chat.
This whole business. I can't.
Business.
This show sucks.